Have you ever seen an online offer that just seems way too good to be true? Well, that's exactly what we're going to deconstruct today. We're going to look at a fascinating sales pitch that promises something absolutely massive for a price that's, well, almost nothing. Let's pull back the curtain on the psychology behind a $1 deal. It all starts right here with this number. $1 single dollar. Now, this isn't just a low price. It's a psychological tripwire. It's so small, it kind of bypasses our normal, rational decision-making. It's designed to make you stop everything and think, wait, for just $1? What's the catch? And to answer that little voice in your head, you get hit with this bold claim. Not just a good deal, but their best value ever. This is the hook. It's the classic 1-2 punch, a ridiculously low price paired with an incredibly high-value promise. But what exactly are they even offering? So, okay. Let's look past that tiny price tag for a second and really focus on the promise. What are you supposedly getting for that single dollar coin? And there it is. For your dollar, they are promising to send you daily website traffic for an entire year. And get this, not even this year, but a future one, 2026. You know, this is kind of clever. It creates this sense of immense, long-term value for a tiny, immediate payment. Now, a huge promise like that can feel a little intimidating, right? So, the very next step in the pitch is absolutely crucial. They have to make it sound incredibly easy to get. A big reward feels so much more real when the path to get there seems like a piece of cake. And here's how they do it. The whole thing is broken down into 4 dead simple steps. You pay $1, you give them your website link, and you're pretty much done. They handle the rest, you see. They say they'll place you on these 5 rotators, and then poof, traffic will just start showing up in 2026. It's all framed as being completely hands-off for you.
Okay, now this is where we need to get a little bit critical. The pitch promises you're getting traffic from 5 different sources. But what are these sources really? And what does that tell us about the actual product we're buying?
So here they are. One of them is brand new, made just for this deal. But the other 4, they're positioned as existing, best-selling products. This is a classic technique, right? It's all about social proof. The idea is, hey, if other people are buying these, they must be good. But this all hinges on that one key term, traffic rotation. What is that? Let's just clarify this real quick. A traffic rotator is actually a pretty simple piece of technology. It just takes a stream of incoming visitors and sends them to different websites one after another, cycling through a list. So your website link gets added to a big list with lots of other people, and you get a slice of whatever visitors come through that system. And this, my friends, leads us to the most important question of all, the one the sales pitch carefully, conveniently dances around. It promises quantity, right? Daily traffic. But it says absolutely nothing about quality. Are these real people who are actually interested in what you're selling? Are they from your target country? Or are they just bots? Because let's be honest, without quality, website traffic is completely and utterly worthless. So what do we have? We have an incredible promise, but with some pretty questionable quality. So how do they get you to buy before you can ask too many of those tough questions? Easy. They create urgency. They make you feel like an offer this good can't possibly last forever. First, they anchor you with the sheer scale of the promise. They don't just say for 2026. No. They emphasize the whole entirety. That kind of language is designed to make the value feel absolutely enormous, which then sets up a really powerful contrast for the catch. And this just lays the tactic out perfectly. You've got that massive long-term promise, and it's directly contrasted with a very short-term condition. You can get a full year of benefits, but only if you act within this vague, short launch period. This creates a classic case of FOMO, the fear of missing out, and it pushes you to make a snap decision. The language they use just reinforces this perfectly. You hear that phrase, "I'm not joking"? That's there to preempt your skepticism about the price. And then, bam, if you act fast, is repeated to just hammer home that urgency. It's a classic, and you know what? It's a highly effective combo. So, when we put all of these pieces together, what do we see? Well, we see that it's not just some random offer they threw together. It's a carefully constructed pitch that follows a very clear and very repeatable formula. And here's that 4-part formula in action. First, you start with a price that is almost impossible to refuse. Then you pair that with a promise of disproportionately high value. You deliver it all through a mechanism that sounds simple and completely effortless. And finally, you wrap the entire thing in some powerful urgency to force an immediate decision. So the real takeaway here isn't just about this one traffic offer. This formula, a low price, a big promise, and manufactured urgency, it is absolutely everywhere in marketing. Now that you can recognize the pattern, where else do you think you'll see this in action?